Okay, mate, we've had a good chat on that one.
Yeah.
Let's move it on to GTEC Stadium. Brentford hosting Liverpool. Liverpool team that's had a few injuries, starting to get one or two back, but suffered a few more injuries while they're there. And the GTEC, never an easy place to go, mate, but in the end, Liverpool's firepower again, proving that, you know, regardless sometimes of how they play, there's so many goals in this team, so many opportunities. I mean, a couple of the goals from breakaway situations that Thomas Frank said, you know, this team from our set pieces can look so dangerous, and that's what Liverpool have in abundance, speed and attacking threat.
Yeah, I think the headlines here for me are just the same thing. It's the attacking quality, Rob. Just the quality, the finishes, the Nunes kind of confidence with the big scoop. You know, all areas. It's of course concerned that Diogo Jota looks like he have a nasty injury. I think it was Christian Norgard that fell on him. You have the other advantage of Alexis McAllister now with Endo playing, can get forward, and we saw a nice goal from him where he's got the quality to find a little way through and pokes it past a goalkeeper. That's their thing at the moment, isn't it, Liverpool? Interesting, Rob, before the game, that Thomas Frank, the Brentford manager, was saying that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't get more headlines, actually. He said that Liverpool were harder to defend than Man City. That the way that they attack is more fluid, it's more varied, it's more expansive. They can go around you, they can go over the top, they can get to feet and run in behind, they can play 1-2s, they can cross a ball from Trent. They can, I mean, Robertson getting forward, he kind of said, you know, City are amazing, of course, but you kind of know how they're gonna do it, and you try your best to nullify it. With Liverpool, it could come from different areas. And I think we saw it in the game. We saw it in the game with Nunes' goal, with McAllister from midfield. You know, Cody Gakpo, they come off the bench and score a goal. So that's where Liverpool right now are looking so strong and so varied. And when they bought Gakpo and Jota came in and Nunes and Luis Diaz, it was like, wow, that's a lot of great talent there going forward. Defensively, you know, I think I'm a lover of Colin Bradley back into the side. Robbie was back in. Trent Alexander-Arnold's out injured.
Yeah, he's pop playing.
Konate, I think, was in for Kwanzaa basically because of Ivan Toney. The physicality that Konate can bring, the experience that he can bring, helped with Ivan Toney, who still got his goal. But it was a impressive, strong Liverpool outing against a team that were ready for them. They had a strong lineup. That being said, Ethan Pinnock, Rob, was a late casualty, an injury, I think, in training. Pinnock's played every minute of every game this season in such an important part of their defensive line, and that was missed really badly. Nathan Collins had a bit of a nightmare. He got done by Mo Salah, remember? I think he failed to clear another ball. So that defensively, they were very much weakened with Ethan Pinnock. But Liverpool, continue, Rob. And the top of the league table right now, as we look at it now, Liverpool 25 games played, 57 points, 2 points clear of Arsenal. And even if City win their game in hand, they will be 2 points clear of, no, actually 1 point clear of them if they win that to go to 56.
1
so
point,
Liverpool, Rob, you know, Liverpool fans will be thinking we've got a real chance, particularly after the Man City result that came later in the day, that they can win another Premier League title.
Yeah, and you know, I saw some headlines in it. It's like, you know, they're calling it Jurgen Klopp's last dance, you know, in line with the Michael Jordan, and that, you know, it's still got legs in this team. 59 goals, Rob, top scorers in the league, tells you the threat that maybe Thomas Frank is talking about, and it comes from different ways. And you know, if Endo does hold and McAllister, you know, is allowed to play more as an 8 and get forward, you know, we've seen at Brighton that he can add another dimension. Lovely, clever feet, isn't he? You know, nice. You know, as I was watching it, I wrote a note down on the thing, and I wouldn't to say he's the same, but he's got a bit of the Paul Scholes about him round the box. You know, those neat and tidy give and goes and turning balls round the corner and, you know, hard to pick up, which, as I say, would absolutely give Liverpool another dimension. I think in the past we've always thought, has there been enough goals from a Liverpool midfield? We know the front guys can always score, but going back to the Mane, Salah and Firmino days, it was like, where were other goals going to come? Well, don't think that's as big an issue now. The injuries are a little bit of a worry, although they are getting people back, and people have come in, as you say. Conor Bradley is a great example of somebody who's coming in and making the most of the situation at the moment. And I just want to have a... You know, another quick line on Darwin Nunes, mate, because he's almost become like, you know, the guy all the opposition fans have a go at. You know, it's a bit like, he bobbles one, he scuffs one, he does that. I thought it was a beautiful goal that he took, mate. I thought it was a really, lovely technical goal that he put over the goalkeeper with no threat. And I just was looking at his numbers, like 6 goals, 4 assists in his last 11 appearances for Liverpool. And a stat that sort of stuck with me, mate, that I thought, you know what, sometimes this guy doesn't get the credit. So the last time that he played in a Liverpool starting 11 and lost was last March against Real Madrid. So the basic line is, when this guy starts, despite all what he misses and the woodworks and the scuffs and this, he plays in winning teams, and generally the teams win, and whether he's getting the benefit or teammates are getting the benefit. And I think as Salah's coming back, I think Darwin Nunes could have a really important role for Liverpool in all competitions, but not least the Premier League. Because if he can keep his form and his threat at the top end of the pitch, Liverpool going to have a great chance of pushing City all the way.
Let me give you this one. So, Michael Owen, former Liverpool striker, England striker, legend, made a very interesting social media post. And it said, I'm paraphrasing here, of course, that it was a magnificent finish, but the wrong decision from Darwin Nunes. In that situation, if you're a striker, there is a better percentage chance that you can score in a different way. He went the highest tariff way, the hardest finish, running at pace, ball running away from you to try and scoop it. Now, he pulled it off brilliantly. Michael Owen's point is that in that moment, you're better slotting it. You're better going around a goalkeeper. If you had 100 of those, you'd be doing better in that regard. Now, I'm not telling Michael Owen how to finish goals. I think it's a very interesting observation, very interesting post.
It's a great interpretation.
And he's probably got a point. But when you score, it doesn't really matter. I guess his point is, if he tries that again...
when you score, you're right.
Yeah.
If you score, you're right.
But over a number of chances...
And I hear him... Yeah. My counterpoint, I think, is a really, really interesting point for someone like Michael Owen. I totally get it, because I would say, which way am I going to score more often than not? But maybe he's feeling... You have to go with your feeling, and maybe on 8 or 9 of the occasions I slot. But you know what? Today I'm feeling good. I'm flying against the keeper, and I'm going over him. I don't know. Listen, it's an interesting point, and it'll always be the debate with Darwin Nunes. When he scores, people can not criticise, but find a way to look at it. You know what I mean? He scores a beautiful goal, and we're saying, well, if Mbappe scores that or Messi, we say, oh, what a brilliant finish. But
let's wait till he fluffs up one of those, Rob, before we have a go in a minute. Let's wait till he fluffs up one of those chances, and then say what he should have done.
Puts one in row Z. But I'm fighting the Darwin Nunes. I've signed up to the fan club. Darwin Nunes is let's leave him alone. Let him do his thing. Let him scuff. Let him miss. Let him hit the post. But let him score when he scores, and let him try and lead Liverpool to a title. So, great result for Liverpool. And again, they, their rehearsal for the League Cup final against Chelsea next week. Possibly the first of 4 pieces of silverware available to Jurgen Klopp and his team. For sure, they'll be taking that one serious and wanting to get the first piece of silverware in the bag.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host for NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. And for even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock. And be sure to tune in for Premier League mornings every weekend on USA Network and on Peacock. We will see you there.